Today we're going to talk about the 10 fundamental tools of project management. And these are really designed, particularly if you are starting a new project. Doesn't really matter, at least in my opinion, what it is. These 10 core ingredients can help ensure that you, as the project manager, at least have a lot of the key elements or ingredients to successfully manage the work. So we'll cover off on these in high level, and then we'll have individual short or brief trainings on each one of these topics. But the first thing is just simply a charter, and it doesn't have to be anything more sophisticated than defining what the deliverables are, what the resources that you need are going to be, and some sort of timeline associated with those deliverables. And oftentimes I think of this as a contract where the project manager is saying, give me these resources in this amount of time and I will give you these deliverables. So that's between the sponsor or customer and the person delivering the work. And that really sets the context for everything else. The next thing is really understanding what your success criteria is. So how we'll actually know that whatever was outlined in the charter was achieved. So oftentimes there's is it on time, budget, scope, etc. But many other projects will also have specific outcomes. So it could be a certain level of improvement in sales, or it could be related to, I don't know, customers feel better, which you would be referencing from research activities or something like that. So it'll be important to understand how you'll know that the deliverable or the outcome was achieved. Third piece is the organization. So that's just showing who's actually doing the work and what they're responsible for. And then some sort of decision-making process. So there's throughout the project inevitably going to be changes, modifications, or clarifications that need to be made. So you need to understand how decisions will be made, particularly if there are going to be changes or when changes occur in the project. And knowing that up front is really going to help save time, especially if difficult challenges are presented. Next one is project status. This is more of a communication tool, normally some sort of regular update, just highlighting how the project is progressing. Next one is you'll want to have some sort of declared methodology depending on the nature of your project. This could be just a traditional plan where you're showing the deliverables or milestones over time. If you're more sophisticated or specific, you may have a methodology like waterfall, agile, or there are numerous other methodologies out there. But it's just important to define how the work is going to be structured or organized. And regardless of method, number 7 is going to be a project plan. So think about this is some way of showing when the deliverables are due, so kind of a when, as well as it's very good to kind of put your who, so who within the organization is responsible for those deliverables so they can be held accountable. A budget management process, so highlighting how resources, particularly money, is being consumed by the project over time. And then that kind of ties to number 10, which is going to be a risk or issue tracker. Oftentimes we refer to it as a RAID log, where there may be items that come up, maybe you're off track, maybe scope have changed, maybe there's delays. Those are things that you would be highlighting, and you would have a tool to do that so that there are no surprises for the people who are requesting or sponsoring the work. And then number 9 is the communication plan. And the communication plan is just really highlighting what are the various activities beyond your status reports that you're going to use to communicate to both internal and external customers. That can also be everything from meetings that might be had to advertising if you're doing something in the market. So these 10 items I've really kind of tried to simplify. There's a variety of different frameworks and other lists out there. But if you typically stick to these top 10, or at least ensure you have these 10 components as part of your project, I guarantee you it's going to increase the overall probability of success of delivering on time, on budget, and in scope, as well as getting the outcome that the project needs. So with that, that's really all we have for today. Certainly you can visit us out at practicallyproject.com for additional information and details. We do cover these topics in a lot higher level of detail. Otherwise, this is Jon Hanley, and wishing you all the best with all your project adventures. Thanks.